Kickoff is returned by Kanata's number 11, Evan Davidson. There's a flag on the field.
And welcome everybody to the next game on the slot of Championship Weekend A-Cup Finals. We are now passed through Tyke with the Cornwall Wildcats winning the Tyke A-Cup Championship at the Mosquito 9-versus-9 division. It was the Bell Warriors over the Bel Air Lions to win. And now we have your Mosquito 12-versus-12 teams taking the field. It's the Cumberland Panthers taking on the Kanata Knights for the A-Cup Championship. I'm Jesse Card on behalf of the entire crew here this weekend for the House Edge Sports Network. We're happy to be bringing you all these games. And we've got a great one for you here right now. Starting, it is the Nepean Sportsplex and the iconic Minto Field and the 64th edition of the NCAFA A-Cup Championship Finals. This game will be between, at the Mosquito A-Cup final level for 12 versus 12, and appearing in this game with a regular season record of 6-2, the Cumberland Panthers will be representing one side. And their opponent, with a perfect regular season record of 8-0, the Kanata Knights will face off with Cumberland to see who is the best Mosquito 12 versus 12 team in the city. So the kickoff from the Knights go on to the Kanata Knights here. They'll come out with their first series. This is a team that went undefeated. The Cumberland Panthers will have a test today with this big running back. And on the first play from scrimmage, the Knights go nowhere, and the Cumberland Panthers defense comes up strong here. I'm going to send it up to Mark Goulette in the booth for a little while, and I hope you enjoy the game.
Carries again, this time for a gain of 4 yards. Third down. Carry the number 3, Nicholas Rabbits. Short gain of a play. Second down. Luke carries the ball for a gain of 4 yards.
Keep driving, keep driving!
Third down. Luke carries again. And it's a first down to Rice. Gain. It's second down.
So we have game underway. No score yet. Thank you for joining us on this HESN live broadcast of NCAFA Mosquito football. 12 versus 12. Kanata Knights versus the Cumberland Panthers. Handoff up the middle by the Knights. They have a bruising big running back here in Kanata this year. And it's going to be a long day for this defense. They're going to have to be tough. Fortunately, it's not too cold. And the weather, especially the rain, has held off. So we've got a nice day for football. The sun was peeking out all morning for the previous games. And as long as the rain holds off, I mean, this should be a fairly fair game between the two teams here. And almost intercepted. You can tell he is a little upset with himself there. There was an opportunity to get a turnover early. Hashtag local sports, hashtag our nation, and hashtag Ottawa sports. Help share this great game. Kids are going to have this game available for the rest of their lives on YouTube to relive this championship moment. So the refs decide that first down was not gained, and it'll be the first turnover on downs, and the Cumberland Panthers race back to their bench to celebrate that, and on come the offense for the first time today for the Cumberland Panthers. We're going to send it up to Mark Ouellette for the call on the PA system.
Gains a yard on the play. It's second down. Gain of 2 yards, it's third down. And it's a first down for the Knights.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, a tremendous amount of hail has started. And we are going to continue to try to bring you this broadcast. We're going to have to check in with our camera operators and make sure they're doing okay. But as long as we can, we will keep bringing you the football game, provided that the weather doesn't get too bad that it becomes a safety concern for our camera operators. But right now you can see that hail coming down, and this looks like pretty iconic football scene right now. Back up to Mark Roulette at the booth. Now the Knights have that bruising running back. They're going to hand it off to the smaller back, and he gets close, but he's not going to score on that play. But they're set up nicely here at the 2-yard line, as you heard. The Mosquito A-Cup Championship at the 12 versus 12 division. The Knights on the doorstep. Cumberland Panthers defense looking to make a huge stop here early on in the first quarter of this championship game. And it's a fumbled snap. It looks like they have gotten it back, but you certainly don't want to be turning it over when you're this close to putting points on the board.
Your score, Kanata 8, Cumberland no score.
So the Kanata Knights are able to put a touchdown on the board first in this championship game. And but a pretty close and tightly fought match so far. It looks like these teams are very evenly matched. They're going to go for an onside kick, and a beautiful kick that goes straight up in the air. I think it's recovered well by the Panthers. But you can see the mentality of the Kanata coaching staff here. They do not want to give this Cumberland team the ball. They want to keep it with their offense and continue to put points on the board. Huge run by number 83 of the Panthers, and he goes in for a score. No flags on the field, and that's a touchdown. The Cumberland Panthers strike back.
Panthers touchdown is first of the game, scored by number 83, Shiloh McKendy.
What a run.
Scores Kanata 8, Cumberland 6.
Same colors are Come on, boys! Come on, Edby! Let's go, guys! Let's go, guys! Woo! Slippery ball. Short kick. That's it. Good job. Good job, man. Good job, buddy.
Kickoff is returned by number 11, Evan Davidson. It's a first down for the Knights.
Offense! Come on to the right! Offense! 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 Go Knights!
Pass is caught by Kanata's number. Apologies, I can't quite see.
Miami Davidson!
At the end of the first quarter, your score: Kanata 8, Cumberland 6. Carried by Aluk. Gain of 3 yards on the play. It's second down. The gain of 6 yards on that play. Second down.
And the Kanata Knights extend their lead to 14-6 over the Cumberland Panthers here early on in the game. What we're finding here, as you can see, both teams are capable of scoring. As we saw in the midget game, the problem for the Norsemen is they just couldn't score any points. But in this game, it's going to be a matter of the defenses stepping up and finding some way to defend against the scheme that these coaches have put in place for these two teams. 14-6, early, lots of time still. Sending it back up to Mark Roulette in the blue booth with the play PA call. Short kick tried by the Kanata Knights, but recovered by the Panthers. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers here. And they're going to look to...
Covered by Cumberland's number 21, Thomas Sandoval. It's a first down for the Panthers.
So they're going to look to keep pace here with the Kanata Knights. When you have a big running back like that, you can do a couple things. You can get first downs. You can run the clock down, and you can really control the pace of the game. And that's what the Knights have been able to do so far. This time it's their defense that come up big. But the weather seems to have calmed down a little bit. We got hit with a hailstorm there about 10 minutes ago, but it looks like that's rolled past a little bit now, and hopefully the sun will start to come out here before it gets dark and the temperature starts to drop.
Carried by McKenzie, a gain of 11 yards. Third down.
Knights with the ball. A little bit of confusion on the play with the quarterback turned around. His running backs weren't there, so he just decided to make a decisive decision there and carry the ball, and he picks up quite a few yards. But it will bring up second down here. 14-6. Knights over the Panthers here in the Mosquito A-Cup Championship game at Minto Field, Nepean Sportsplex.
For a 12-yard gain, and it's a first down and Knights.
The Kanata Knights running game really giving the Panthers defense a hard time. We go back a couple plays ago, we see just the holes starting to open up there. A little bit of fatigue maybe on the defensive line for the Panthers. Going to keep an eye on that. Back to live action.
Timeout is called by the Panthers.
Take a look at what happened on that play here. Kind of hard to see, but oh, it's a huge quarterback strip sack by the Panthers. Talk about coming up with a play when it's needed. They run it right up the middle, but nothing really doing there. If we quickly go back to the play that got the turnover here, it was the strip sack by the defense that had put the Panthers in position to score here. Huge play.
Bedard is down on the 1-yard line, so it's 3rd and goal from Kanata's 1-yard line.
And the the Panthers on the doorstep. They're going to punch it in for the touchdown. And how important is that for this Panthers team to keep pace? And it all was generated from that huge strip sack by the Panthers defense. Talk about coming up huge.
Here's score for Kanata 16, Cumberland 12.
So this game progressing quite well. This is going to be a shootout, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. I'm Jesse Card on behalf of the entire HCSN crew. We're happy to bring you championship football here in Ottawa, the National Capital Amateur Football Association. 12-14 game. The weather has held off reasonably well today. It was raining all day for the B-Cups and the Midget Championship last night, but not bad here today. Kickoff goes out of bounds. That's going to draw a flag. To help us promote football, go ahead and share the link, tweet it out. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, just use the internal share function. Put it on your news feed. Tag a few people. Say, hey, listen, we got championship football happening here. I always say I love this division. Mosquito is some pure football. Kids have had a couple years experience in many cases, and they're really starting to learn the game and watch it at the CFL level at this point in their lives. And when you get up to Pee Wee, football becomes really the sport that it is. There's a lot more passing. The game speeds up quite a bit. The playbooks become a little bit deeper. But right here at Mosquito, this is their Super Bowl. Handoff up the middle. And it's clear what Kanata's game plan is to just hand it off to the big man and let him roll. And either two things can occur. Either that wears down the defense and nobody wants to tackle him anymore once we get into the fourth quarter, or the defense finds a way to maybe reinforce the middle with personnel and maybe moving a little bit of people here and there, and the defense gets tough. And if they can start to stop the offense and you can take away the thing that the Kanata Knights do the best, that sometimes can really kill the momentum for the other team. And it can be, in many cases, demoralizing. If what you have done all season to go undefeated isn't working anymore in the championship game, and the coaches are scrambling, trying to find new things, run new plays that aren't that polished, that can sometimes be what it takes to win a championship. You have to take away the things that the team does the best. I'm going to send you up to Mark Roulette with the PA in-game announcements.
And it's a first down for the Knights. Melito calls his own number and gains 1 yard on the play. second down.
And the Cumberland Panthers are doing an incredible job with this run game. It takes them a while, maybe 14 points to figure it out, but if they can sure up that perimeter and make sure the middle, they're limiting them to maybe 5 or 6 yards a carry as opposed to busting 25 at a time, the Cumberland Panthers will have a good shot of winning this game. As I said, the Kanata Knights came into this game 8-0, undefeated. And on the other hand, the Cumberland Panthers went 6-2. They've lost one of the 2 games to this Kanata Knights team. And the crowd you see is getting into it here at Minto Field. And really, you're looking at a West End powerhouse program versus an East End power program. And it's no surprise they're facing each other in the A-Cup final. Panthers with the ball. A pass that's defended perfectly by the Kanata Knights. Number 90, I believe.
Loses 5 yards on the play. It's second down.
Keep it up. Pick six. Let's go, Keith.
This one is headed for a great finish, I believe. It's a handoff and a reverse that's fumbled. I think they get back on it, but they're going to have to be careful with that.
A loose ball on the Panthers' backfield is recovered by Cumberland, however, it results in a large loss. 3rd and 25.
And it looks like the sun's starting to make an appearance again. Coach is walking out onto the field with his player, and a flag goes down. Not sure what that was for. Coach is talking to his referee. It's going to be a timeout. We're going to step aside for a short moment to take a commercial break. Thank you for joining us. You are watching the 2019 64th edition of NCAFA Championship Weekend. We've got the Mosquito 12v12 championship game between the Cumberland Panthers and the Kanata Knights.
You think it's an accident? You think it's luck? You think it matters where you play? How good your teammates are? There's no showcase event needed here. Keep it simple. Stay focused. Message us on Facebook to join Team U.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by House Edge Media.
We're back from commercial break here, and the Panthers have the ball. 14-12, Knights on top. And loss of possession there. And the Knights will take over here. We're coming up to halftime shortly. Not entirely sure what time we have on the clock here at this moment. but we are heading into half. At halftime, stick around on the broadcast. Go get yourself something to eat. We're going to show the 3 important people to Ottawa football that have helped shape the sport. Nice little pass there by the running back to number 19 for what I believe is a first down. But we're going to show and honor a few 3 individuals that have helped build Ottawa football and show the 3 that have been inducted into the first ever year of NCAFA Hall of Fame. Those gentlemen, of course, are Steve Dean, Sandy Ruckstall, and John Smith for their incredible lifetime contributions to the sport of football in Ottawa. So stick around at halftime for that. But the Knights get a huge touchdown there on a broken tackle, and they continue to put points up on this Cumberland Panthers defense.
Your score, Kanata 24, Cumberland 12. Kickoff was returned by McKendy. It'll be first down for the Panthers with 11 seconds to go in the half.
I know, it's great. Let's go, team!
Pass to center is incomplete. Second down.
So that concludes the half. And we're going to go step aside here during halftime and honor some of the first 3 NCAFA Hall of Fame inductees. And we'll be back with the second half shortly. This year, NCAFA is celebrating 3 individuals who have made an enduring impact on the development of football in Ottawa and the lives of thousands of youth. NCAFA wishes to congratulate longtime Bel Air Lions and Norseman president John Smith on being inducted into the NCAFA Hall of Fame. Join us on November 1st when your Ottawa Red Blacks play the Montreal Alouettes, and help us congratulate John Smith on his incredible community achievements. John Smith started coaching in 1971 for the Bel Air Lions Mosquitoes. A good friend asked him to come out and help at practice one night. He was invited out for a second practice, and 48 years later, John continues to advocate for football in Ottawa and run the Bel Air Lions Football Club. John has always been a fan of the game of football, and coaching with friends and being a positive influence in kids' lives is a fulfilling way to spend his time. When asked to reflect on some of his favorite memories over the years, John recalled the first year the Lions Club fielded a tyke program. John recalls there wasn't much money, so the tyke team was forced to wear surplus mosquito equipment and white practice pants. All the other levels had white practice pants, but on game days they wore black pants to match the club's black and gold colors. Midway through the season, John and his coaches dug up enough black pants for their tyke team and surprised them one night at practice. The kids were absolutely ecstatic, jumping up and down with joy. In that moment, John realized how important it was for these kids to feel a part of the club by wearing the black and gold team colors, and how football can provide an identity for kids to feel a part of something bigger than themselves, to be a part of a football club. Join us on November 1st when your Ottawa Red Blacks play the Montreal Alouettes, and help us congratulate John Smith on his incredible. This year, NCAFA is celebrating 3 individuals who have made an enduring impact on the development of football in Ottawa and the lives of thousands of youth. NCAFA wishes to congratulate longtime Nepean Eagles and formerly Redskins president and NCAFA president Stephen Dean on being inducted into the NCAFA Hall of Fame. Join us on November 1st when your Ottawa Red Blacks play the Montreal Alouettes, and help us congratulate Steve Dean on his induction into the NCAFA Hall of Fame. Steve became involved in football as a result of his kids wanting to play sports. Initially, it was his son wanting to play tackle football. Later on, his daughter joined the girls' touch football program.
Well, like most people, I think, we had a son or a daughter that was interested in playing. My son was 9 years old, played for a club in Barrhaven, and came out and said, Dad, I want to play football. And I joined a bunch of other fathers with kids of the same age, and that started the whole event of me being involved with football as long as I have.
Steve's love for the game certainly influenced his kids, and that dynamic has kept him involved these many years.
NCAFA is an all-volunteer organization that offers organized tackle, touch, flag, and cheer programs in our community, whereas the objectives of this organization include the promotion of health, fitness, respect, and fair play to the youth in our city, whereas the association is celebrating its 60th anniversary in 2015.
Steve cherishes so many memorable moments looking back on his time with football and NCAFA. He loved coaching, working as a club president and NCAFA league president. To sum it all up, Steve says, "What I can say is that I have met so many great people in the sport of football. Players, parents, coaches, and volunteers. All who have made my time in NCAFA very memorable."
When I first started, we had weight limits. We had age calculations based on a mid-year number, and we had an overage underweight category. All of these things were put in place for various reasons. But what we found was they started restricting the number of players from participating in the game. So one of the big issues was obviously weight limits. We took that out in early 2000s, and have never looked back. So it became a much more inclusive sport, boys and girls, and players of a certain weight or age got to play with their peers and not have to move around as much as we did in the past. So that to me was probably the most significant change I've seen. Well, it's very humbling. I think when you look back at the number of volunteers that have come through the organizations that support NCAFA, we're up to 15 clubs this year, 65 tackle teams, 2,000 players, 2,000 plus players, 400 coaches. We've got a full full girls touch football program, 22 clubs, 22 teams, sorry. Another couple hundred girls. Cheerleading is growing. I think we've got about 100 cheerleaders within about 5 clubs. So it's become a league that started with 4 tackle teams, has grown into quite a bit and quite a bit more. And I think the key thing to me is how inclusive it's become. It's not just a male-dominated sport. We have girls on the tackle teams. We've got a full girls touch football program. And here we are entering 60 years, and we hope to be around for another 60.
Join us on November 1st when your Ottawa Red Blacks play the Montreal. This year, NCAFA is celebrating 3 individuals who have made an enduring impact on the development of football in Ottawa and the lives of thousands of youth. NCAFA wishes to congratulate longtime Myers Riders president Sandy Ruckstall on being inducted into the NCAFA Hall of Fame. Join us on November 1st when your Ottawa Red Blacks play the Montreal Alouettes and help us congratulate Sandy Ruckstall being inducted into the NCAFA Hall of Fame. Sandy first got involved with Ottawa football in 1981 when his son Steve showed interest in playing football and registered at the Pee Wee level for the Sooners, where he played 1 season. Steve graduated to Bantam in 1982, and they had to move to the Myers territory for the Bantam program, where Sandy helped out as a volunteer, always being around to help and never missing a moment. In 1983, the Myers Riders were seeking a new club president, so Sandy decided to put his hat in the ring, and in only his 2nd year with the Myers Riders, he became the president. Sandy loved the game of football, and growing up, he played football in high school, where he once won the COSSA championship. When his son expressed interest in playing football, it gave Sandy the opportunity to become involved as a volunteer. Looking back on so many fond memories of being involved with the Ottawa football community, one of the best football memories for Sandy had to be the 5-for-5 season in 2008. At the NCAFA levels, Tyke, Mosquito, Pee Wee, and Bantam all celebrated 8 Cup City championships, and the Junior Riders celebrated their provincial championship in the QMJFL. And we're back with the second half kickoff. Kanata Knights 24-12 over the Cumberland Panthers.
Kickoff is returned by Shiloh McKendy.
And a late flag on the play. We want to thank you for joining us with the HESN broadcast. We've got 2 more games after this that will be coming up live. Pee Wee, where the Myers Riders will take on the Nepean Eagles. And at Bantam, the main event of the evening that everyone around the city has been talking about seeing, the Cumberland Panthers versus the Myers Riders.
0, 0, 5, 1, 2, 0. Last 4 digits again are 5.
So this is going to be a great second half finish in the NCAFA Mosquito A-Cup final. We hope you enjoyed the halftime honor of the 2019 class of the Hall of Fame class. Sandy Ruckstall, Steve Dean, and John Smith, who have collectively volunteered over a century of their time to the sport of football in Ottawa and NCAFA.
Unnecessary roughness against the Panthers. That's a 15-yard.
So the Panthers get a UR there. We'll set them back a few yards, but they'll be 1st and 10 with the ball to start the second half. Here we go. It's a handoff off the right tackle, and he's got close to a first down. I'd say he picked up about 8 yards on that carry.
Wallace gains 7 yards on the play. It's 2nd down.
So this championship broadcast is sponsored by Titan Performance Center. HESN's been working with Joey Kwasnowski of Titan Performance. He's also the head athletic performance guy at Ottawa U. And they've got, I tell you, I've been over there. They have put together quite the off-season program with Brendan Gillanders. Oh, there's a turnover on downs here, as we see. So the Knights will take over here, but just to finish that thought, Brendan Gillanders of the Ottawa Red Blacks, longtime Cumberland Panther himself, who came up in games like we're watching right now, is now a running back and special teams player for the Ottawa Red Blacks. He is going to be one of the head trainers there, along with Joey, who is one of the best trainers in the city, and Lewis Ward, the kicker for the Ottawa Red Blacks. They have all combined to build out what I see as just being the Cadillac of training here in Ottawa in the off-season. So if you want to get involved on that, there is limited spots available. But just shoot them a message on Instagram or Facebook to try to claim a spot there. I know that they're filling up pretty quick. They released that program just a little while ago, a couple days ago, and already I think they've got 30 or 40 people signed up. So get on that. I'm going to put you guys back up to the PA announcing with Mark Ouellette. Hope you enjoy the game.
Carried by Rabbits. More than enough for a first down, Knights. Passes ruled incomplete. Third down. Timeout is called by the Knights. Good, which means your score is Kanata 30, Cumberland 12. First down for the Panthers.
Thank you, sir.
Gain of 5 yards on the play. It's second down.
Let's go!
Carried by McKendy, a gain of 11 yards, and it's a first down, Panthers.
I will.
Pass is caught by Severov. Gain of 14 yards, and it's a first down, Panthers. Carried by Severov, a loss of 4 yards. Second down. Timeout called by the Knights. touchdown, his third of the game, scored by number 83, Shiloh McKendy. Kanata 30, Cumberland 18. Kickoff is recovered by Cumberland number 82, Gabriel Bicknell. First down, Panthers. McKendy, he gains about a yard. Second down.
So we're back. We've got around 2 minutes left in the third quarter here of the NCAFA A-Cup final of the Mosquito Division. Incomplete pass there. He would have liked to have that one back.
Third down, 9 yards to go.
But so far, a great game between these two teams. And perhaps a good finish. In about a half an hour, the QMFL First Division Championship will kick off between the Orleans Raftsmen and the North Shore Lions to figure out who's going to face the West Ottawa Knights next weekend at TD Place for the third annual Interprovincial Bowl Championship at the midget level. I believe you can find that stream also on the QMFL Facebook page. We, here in Ottawa, will be bringing you guys the Pee Wee A-Cup final, available on Facebook, on NCAFA's Facebook page and HESN's Facebook page, and also the HESN YouTube channel, where you've been enjoying all the highlight recaps we've been doing all season long. Growing the game of football in Ottawa. Every view, every share, and every comment. The Facebook algorithms love engagement on the content. They're saying it's incomplete. Yeah, it looked like a catch to me. Technical director Steve, he thought it was a catch. I did also, but No catch is the call here. 30-12 for the Knights on top here heading into the fourth quarter. The weather is holding fairly well. Knights in the shotgun formation. Hands it off to the left side of number 49, who gets shoestring tackled by number 12 on the Cumberland Panthers defense.
He gains no yards on that play, so it's third down.
And that'll bring up third down.
Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, what?
You see the play calling signal on the Cumberland bench, holding up a number 7. That tells the defense what play and what defense to be in. And on third down, I think you're going to see number 49 right up the middle, but a flag goes down.
Flag is on the play. Delay game penalty.
So just a quick note, next game we're going to have for you guys will be the Pee Wee A-Cup Championship between the Nepean Eagles and the Myers Riders. Highly anticipated matchup here. We will be having it live for you guys. We've been live all weekend here, and it continues into the evening. Temperature might be dropping as the sun goes down. We'll have all of that and more for you.
Carried by Dunlop. Gains about 10 yards on the play, but that's not enough. Turnover on downs, and it's a first down for the Panthers. Carried by Bedard, who gains 4 yards on the play. Second down. McKendy carries, gain of 3 yards. Third down.
So the buzzer indicating that that's the end of the third quarter here. And the conclusion of this game will be coming up here. Only a quarter left to go, and the Panthers need to get some points on the board here. Last play of the third quarter. And a huge completion by number 12 there. That will certainly help them as they inch closer.
At the end of the third quarter, your score, Kanata 30, Cumberland 18.
And we'll just take a quick look of that at that play. Here's the replay of that huge reception.
down.
Just a quick adjustment in the score. It's actually 30-18. The Panthers with 18, not 12. Our apologies for that. So the Kanata Knights will take over after that pass goes incomplete. Knights with the ball. They turn and hand off to the big man who chugs his way. Still going, bringing basically the whole defense on his back as he gets a gain of about 3 or 4. And the Knights at this point are going to want to run the ball, take as much time off the clock as they physically can, and keep the ball out of the hands of the Cumberland Panthers, because right now this is still a game that the Panthers can win. The score deficit isn't insurmountable by any means. So there you go. You see the handoff, and it should be no surprise by the Panthers. They gang tackle him. Actually ripped the ball out of his hands, but it's whistled down.
Luke carries again.
Whistled down, maybe a quick whistle.
No gain on the play.
Don't know if the coaches of the Panthers are going to like that one. So the Knights may be dodging a bullet there. And another handoff. Simple dive play off the right guard. And no yards gained. It will be a first down, Panthers. So a 12 points deficit here for the Cumberland Panthers. They've had some success in the air, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go back to that, put their best receiver on a corner. And look at this interesting formation here that they come out with. And it looks like the Kanata defense doesn't really adjust all that much to it. They try to surprise them and take it off the right side. And a nice tackle there to save possibly the touchdown. That's Duffy on the tackle for the Kanata Knights.
Carried by McKendy, a gain of 8 yards.
So the design there on that play is to basically, they've got their best athlete at quarterback. They overload the left side, hoping that the defense over-adjusts, and then that will create maybe 1 or 2 open field tackles that need to be made on this athletic quarterback. This time, they make the tackle.
Pass is caught by Wallace. Gains 5 yards on the play. Second down. Wallace spotted on Kanata's 10-yard line. Carried by Kanata, and it's a first down Panthers.
First down, Panthers. It is crucial that they score on this series. With the run game the way it is with Kanata, they are going to chew off so much time off the clock here in the fourth quarter that Cumberland needs to score here to cut the lead. And a touchdown, Cumberland.
Panthers touchdown, his fourth of the game. Scoring number 83, Shiloh McKendy. Your score, Kanata 30, Cumberland 24.
So an amazing drive put together by the Cumberland Panthers. They cut the lead to 6 points, and there's still quite a bit of time in the fourth quarter. So now the pressure switches to the defense. Now, are they going to try an onside kick here? Get the ball back and score again quickly. This is finished. This is going to be a great finish, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're with us online. If you are, we've got a great end to this football game coming up. We'll see what they do on this kick here. So it's a bit of a pooch kick. Kanata jumps on it cautiously. They'll retain possession here.
Kickoff is returned by number 81, Zach Levisera.
But what happens here is the pressure can kind of sometimes shift. Kanata's been in the driver's seat for the most of the game. They haven't been down once in this ball game, and now the pressure, maybe they're starting to feel it on Kanata's side a little bit. A nice stiff arm. 2 stiff arms. 3 stiff arms. We have to have a look at that play here. So on the replay, some stiff arms It looks like they're gonna get flagged though for hands to the face. So back to live action.
Unnecessary roughness, straight arm to the head by Kanata. It's a 15-yard penalty. Repeat, first down. Second down. Timeout is called by the Panthers.
So as there's a timeout here, we're going to step aside quickly for a short commercial break, and we'll have the conclusion of the Mosquito 12 versus 12 A-Cup Championship between the Panthers and the Knights. Thanks for being with us.
You think it's an accident? You think it's luck? You think it matters where you play? How good your teammates are? There's no showcase event needed here. Keep it simple. Stay focused. Message us on Facebook to join Team U.
Titan Performance Center. Register for their off-season football program before November 4th and receive a free Titan hoodie. Limited roster. Message Titan to claim your spot.
And we're back here after the timeout. And we've got a 6-point football game here for the championship. Lone shotgun, he takes it off the right side of the field. He's met by a defender, runs through the tackle, but number 83 brings him down with a sure tackle.
Dunlop carries a gain of 2 yards. Third down.
Kanata wisely trying to get Cumberland going for a strip. When you've got a group tackle and the guy won't go down, you got a big running back like number 49. Best thing you can do is come in as the second or third man and try to strip the ball out of the running back's hands. I'm sure that's what they're being instructed to do on the sideline at this point in the game. Not much time left in the fourth quarter here. We see there Connor Van Ass, another Kanata Knight, in the crowd, just winning his game last night at the midget level, being named the game MVP.
Illegal block called against the Knights. Declined. First down, Panthers.
So it'll be a first down for the Cumberland Panthers here, and a chance to go-ahead up on the scoreboard for the first time in the game. This is why you play all year, to have a chance in the fourth quarter to win a championship, and you have the ball and a 6-point deficit. What play will be called here will have a great impact on a potential championship here. They're going to go to the air. And almost a catch. A nice attempt. Quarterback eluded the first rush and fired downfield, but unfortunately for the Panthers, that falls incomplete. You can see number 21, the intended receiver there, walking back to the huddle. So on 2nd and 10, we'll see what the coaches call here. They go with this offset to the left stacked formation. You see a Kanata Knights defender running over across the field. These are two great coaching staffs. And some yards gained there. So a timeout on the field. Just a quick note that after this game, there will be a short trophy ceremony for the winner of this game. We will go down and then come back up live again with the Pee Wee A-Cup Championship game between the Nepean Eagles and the Myers Riders, a highly anticipated game. And we hope to have you with us for that. On behalf of the entire HESN crew here today, our camera ops out in the cold, toughing it out in the hailstorm we had early in the first quarter of this game, and myself, Jesse Card, founder of the HESN House Edge Sports Network. We're back to live action here. 24-30, Panthers with the ball. Crowd getting loud. They run the jet sweep, and he is brought down hard by two defenders, and that will end the chances for perhaps the Cumberland Panthers championship season. Not much time left in the fourth quarter here. So 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in this game. Kanata comes out in the shotgun. They hand off to the big number 49, who is tackled in the backfield. So with 2 minutes, there's still time for this Cumberland Panthers team, but they are going to need to get a quick 3 and out on this series and stop the Knights. If they get the ball back, it will be maybe with a minute left. But they will have a chance. If you're the Kanata Knights right now, you want to make sure that you don't do anything silly with the ball. I think you've had success with the run game. Even though it's predictable, I think you stay on the ground and hopefully number 49 breaks a few tackles. That's what they will do. The Panthers meet him in the backfield, and he is just smothered. So now, perhaps the most critical third down in the game for the Kanata Knights coming up. but they do not convert on third down. The Cumberland Panthers have given themselves at least another chance. What more can you ask for from these young kids in a championship football game? This is spectacular. Might expect a few timeouts called here over the next minute. Only a minute left in this game. Crowd is getting loud. It's a handoff up the middle. He goes for about 5 yards. Critical play calling here for the coaches. The hopes and dreams of these young players in the balance. He's going to take it off the left side. Number 83 makes a juke, but a spectacular tackle made by the Dunlop. Number 88 makes the tackle. He might not realize how big that was. So now we have a third down. This is the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. He chucks it deep. One last hope. Almost catches it. They turn the ball over. And that is one that he might like to have back. Kanata starts their celebrations here. They will be able to run the clock out on offense and get the championship this year. As long as they don't fumble the ball, the Knights should win the Mosquito A-Cup championship. And the Knights are just going to take a knee, I believe, and win the championship here. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Your 2019 A-Cup champions at the Mosquito 12v12 division, the Kanata Knights. Here's a replay of that last play that maybe could have been caught here. And that is one that he would like to get back, I am sure. But listen, games do not come down to one or two plays. Championships are won and lost by the collective effort of the team, and both these teams have nothing but pride to hold their heads up tall as they put on quite a performance for a sold-out Minto field here today. Have you see the Knights flag flying? The final 30-24 for the Kanata Knights. We're going to step aside quickly, and when we come back, we'll have the trophy ceremony for you.
Immediately after the game.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The proud Kanata Knights franchise winning another A-Cup championship at the Mosquito level. These kids ought to be proud of themselves. They fought hard all season, going completely undefeated in the city and winning the championship. Mark Roulette, president of the Cumberland Panthers, will have the awards ceremony. I'm going to take you to the PA announcer now for the call.
That's how a championship game is meant to be played, boys. Okay, first things first, we're going to recognize the players of the game from each team. The player of the game has been chosen by the opposing team's head coach. First, for the Cumberland Panthers, number 83, Shiloh McKendy. And for the champion Kanata Knights, I hope I've been saying your name right all day. Number 49, Nanakik Ali. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Representing NCAFA's president Steve Dean and NCAFA's past president Sid Gilchrist, can I please have the Kanata Knight captains come forward?
So here is the championship trophy being awarded to the captains of the Kanata Knights.
2019 Mosquito A-Cup champion, the Kanata Knights.
Everyone watching, what a great game that was. We're going to be back with the Pee Wee A-Cup final shortly. Don't go anywhere.